Good evening. I received a call from Darrell yesterday morning asking me if I took the gavel from last year. Well, we just found it. It was in the same place as it was a year ago. So we have found the gavel. Good evening. My name is Pete Lopez, and I am chairman of the board. It's great seeing you here in person. Thanks so much for joining us. Before we get started, please enjoy your salad. While the meeting is ongoing, a chicken dinner will be served following the meeting. Now, please join me in thanking the staff of Berkshire Hills Country Club. AV expert Ryan Cowdrey, our American Sign Language interpreters, and our Greylock team. They've all done a great job in organizing this event tonight. I would like to recognize the head table, starting from my immediate right. John Bissell, President and CEO. Jamie Ellen Monchecki, Chief Administrative Officer. Dennis Egan, our legal counsel from Cohen, Kinney, Valicente, and Cook. And on my left, Michael Stoddard, Executive Vice President. And Jim McGough, our independent auditor from Wolf & Company. I would like to call the 91st annual meeting of Greylock Federal Credit Union to order. And please note the clerk has advised that a quorum is present. To begin, if you did not receive a door prize ticket, it's aqua blue or green. I tried to get one to show you, but they're so well kept that they wouldn't give me one. But if you haven't received one, please raise your hand and someone will assist you. Also, please be advised that any member who wishes to address the assembly throughout the meeting must raise their hand and ask to be recognized. And remember that only members may address the meeting and vote during this annual meeting. I ask for a motion to waive the reading of last year's annual minutes and accept them. Thank you. Do I have a second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Thank you. This year, we have an uncontested election for the 3 openings on the board. And because of this, registration of members attending this meeting was not required. As I introduce the nominees, I want to say how genuinely fortunate we are to have a group of community leaders volunteering their time and energy selflessly to serve on the board and supervisory committee. Their backgrounds cover education, IT, human resources, finance, accounting, community development, and much more. It is this level of diversity that ensures the integrity of our credit union as we continue to move forward. I am pleased to introduce the slate put forth by our nominating committee. Each candidate is seeking a 3-year term. So when I call your name, where'd you go? I'm looking for one of the candidates. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing. Jerry Burke. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry is the former president and CEO of Hillcrest Education Centers. Sheila LaBarbera. Sheila's back there, you can see her. Thank you, Sheila. Sheila is Executive Director at Berkshire County Retirement Board. And Ty Jackson. There's Ty. Thanks, Ty. Ty is the founder of Ty Allen Jackson, LLC, and co-founder of Read or Else. May I have a motion to instruct the clerk to cast one ballot for the slate of candidates as nominated? Thank you. Second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion is carried. Please keep standing for me there, Jerry. I would now like to thank the rest of our board of directors, along with members of the supervisory committee. When your name is called, please stand and remain standing so that you may be recognized. Crystal Blake. Crystal, you probably don't have to stand. Crystal's recovering from an ankle surgery. Crystal is the engineering technical manager at General Dynamics Mission Systems. Kelly Kroc. Thanks, Kelly. Kelly is the Senior Advanced Human Resources Business Partner at General Dynamics. John Law. John is a former Vice President for Administration and Finance and Chief Financial Officer at Berkshire Community College. Brett Random. Brett is Executive Director for Berkshire County Head Start. Shelby Williamson. Shelby is former primary captain at the Berkshire County Sheriff's Department. And myself, I'm the former Chief Information Officer at GE Plastics and Sabec and founder of the Fieldhouse at Canaan. I have the privilege of serving both on the board and the supervisory committee. You guys keep standing. And our supervisory committee members. Chair, Brian House. Thanks, Brian. Brian is the Vice President of Youth Development at 18 Degrees. Lori Broderick Bean. Thanks, Lori. Lori is Director of Accounting at Berkshire Community College. Catherine Chacon Ortega. Thanks, Catherine. Catherine is the tax accountant at Smith, Watson and Company. And Joseph Baker. Thanks, Joe. Joe is the Vice President, Finance and Administration at Berkshire Taconic Community Foundation. I would also like to recognize Stan Walczyk, our Director of Emeritus, who could not be in attendance this evening. Please give them a warm round of applause for their commitment to the credit union and its membership. Thank you, directors and supervisory members. You can now be seated. I now ask for a motion to recess the annual meeting and convene a special meeting in regards to expelling members who have caused the credit union a loss. Thank you. Do I have a second? Where is that second coming from? Gotcha, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion is carried, and I now call the special meeting to order. May I please have a motion to approve expelling members for any of the following reasons? Anyone who abused services through fraudulent activity. anyone who caused a loss to the credit union, anyone who used threatening, abusive, or inappropriate language or behavior, and anyone who violated the credit union's federal bylaws since the 2025 annual meeting. May I have a motion? Thank you. A second? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion is carried. Thank you. And now may I have a motion to adjourn the special meeting and reconvene the annual meeting? Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you all for participating in the formal business of your credit union. I would like to offer a few reflections before we hear the financial reports for 2025. These financials will report on Greylock's 90th year. When I reflect on that milestone, it reminds me of two things. First, how far we've come. And second, the tremendous work happening right now to shape our credit union's future. Those 9 decades have built a strong and enduring foundation for the transformative work that we do today. From the intrepid 17 in 1935 to now over 106,000 members, Greylock is growing, Greylock is thriving. In addition to this robust foundation, our success has been about how we listen and adapt to the changing community and to the changing world around us. The ability to know when to pivot or when to scale up has been one of the defining strengths and characteristics of this credit union through the years. But scale up, what does it mean? Simply, how does Greylock grow in the best and smartest ways possible with an obsession to remain local, reliable, secure, and totally focused on you, our members? For example, in combining with 2 other credit unions in our Member Support Services partnership, started in around this time 2 years ago, we looked at common processes that all 3 credit unions needed to do for their members. Could we be stronger and more efficient doing them together? Are we really as good as each of us thinks we are at some of these processes? And for new emerging technologies, could we learn together and share the cost of these new platforms? And by scaling up and being bigger in these areas, could we make room to grow locally and dedicate even more local resources to deepen our relationships with you, our members? Scaling up is about asking tough questions and challenging all assumptions. But partnerships are hard work, with many lessons learned and still to learn. But they also aren't new for Greylock. They come in many forms. Tonight, we have so many vital community partners here with us. Each is a collaboration. They have always been a part of our credit union DNA. Working together is embedded in who we are. We absolutely cannot do it alone. As chair of your board of directors and a proud Greylock member, I continue to be impressed by the ways that we have remained profoundly local, or as I now like to say, hyper-local as we grow. Greylock continues to offer services with a personalized touch, whether you live here in the Berkshires or beyond. In 2025 alone, year number 90, we supported the dreams of 329 homeowners with mortgages totaling $92 million. For 42 new households, we secured and funded $1.2 million in down payment assistance. And for 151 first-time home buyers, we assisted with closing costs totaling over $413,000 and provided nearly $8 million in affordable loans. And for local businesses, we funded over 50 banking loans totaling $20 million. That's your credit union network. Profoundly local and investing where we live. And in today's world, being local now extends to members whose needs span beyond our physical footprint or outside our branch hours. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, wherever you are. This is another example of scaling up. It's crucial we continue to do so to meet your expectations for service and convenience. This means being there for you wherever you may be in the world. Here's my personal Greylock member story. At the start of November, I had an important job in New York City. Dog sitting for my youngest daughter. With Mika exhausted from a long walk and now napping, I decided to sneak out to watch the professional soccer game in London that my daughter and her fiance would actually be at. So I headed to the restaurant at the end of their block to experience the fan party. But minutes before the game, I learned it was a cash-only establishment. Ugh, I thought, no Guinness for me. I immediately opened my phone and used my Greylock digital app to find a Greylock ATM around the corner in New York City. It was free to me because of our shared credit union network of over 30,000 ATMs nationwide. This also includes 5,600 branches across the country had I needed in-person service. What makes this accessible? Reliable, safe, and secure technology, and in my case, our digital app in the palm of my hand. Having used other financial apps, I place ours among the best. It brings the power of Greylock to where you are. You can do your banking anywhere, make a deposit, make a transfer, send or receive money to family or close friends, or in my story, just get some cash. I'm curious, how many of you have the app and have used it? All right. If you haven't, please download it. Try it for yourself. And if you need any help at all, grab me. Grab me after, or I'm sure you can get my phone number from one of these guys. And I know what I'm getting into here. I'm first-level tech support to my 88-year-young mother-in-law, Sally, in Akron, Ohio. It's just how much I think our app may be able to help you in a personalized way alongside our in-person services at your branch. It is the power of scaling up. Technology is certainly one thing that has and is rapidly changing, but there are others. Our job is to continue to keep our finger on the pulse of what's ahead so we can best serve you. Being open-eyed, clear-eyed, vigilant. As our past indicates, tomorrow will be shaped by working smarter and collaboratively with you always as our central focus. So in ending, thank you so much for being a member of our credit union, for your feedback, for your ideas, for your trust, and for your hopes and dreams. You are why we exist, and you make us better every day. Thanks again for being here tonight and for listening. Now I am pleased to introduce Michael Stoddard, our Executive Vice President, who will present the Chief Financial Officer's report.
And no, Pete does not get a commission for selling digital banking apps. So, good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. And I want to hold this one up first. This is an impact report that I think you all have. And Pete went through a lot of the things that we've accomplished this past year, but it's pretty significant, the things that we do here, and that's part of, I think, why we're all here is the mission base that we do and how we serve our members. So this is an impressive piece of work that our marketing team has put together to assemble all the things that we've been involved in. But then we have this one too, which is the financial side, which is really the margin. So we have our mission and our margin, and sometimes they get out of balance, sometimes they're balanced pretty nicely. So I'm here to talk about this one tonight, and you'll see a few graphics that'll come up on the screen as we go along here. You know, I'm really looking first at the balance sheet. Our growth last year was driven by our ability to continue to meet your lending needs, and we increased our loans by $25 million last year. And that's on a net basis, and that represents 1.9%, almost 2%. And you can see that in the blue lines on the charts. And you know, when we really look back at that, that represents about $250 million in growth since 2021. So that's pretty significant to see net growth of $250 million over that period of time. So that's a lot that's going on in our lending area. So we're at $1.3 billion in our total loans right now. When you look at deposits, you'll see that is the other line. That would be the green line on the charts. And we had a very strong year, growing by $49 million last year. And that represents 3.6%. And I think these inflows demonstrate our members' increasing commitment to Greylock as a financial institution. It's really of choice in the Berkshires and also in Columbia County. So that success is responsible. All of you folks are responsible for that. So when we look next at the asset quality, really that's really the health of our loan portfolio. We measure that really by delinquent loans that are delinquent by more than 60 days. And we also look at our net charge-offs. And so you can see that our overall loan quality is very strong, still strong, but we have seen a modest credit weakening emerging in 2025. And so as you can see, the delinquent loans rose up faster, at a faster pace than the net charge-offs. And part of that is because of the coaching and the work that we do to help borrowers who get off track to get back on track. So even though the delinquency is a little high, our charge-offs are pretty low comparatively. And I think that's all the coaching and things that go on behind the scenes. The next thing we'll talk about, the next graph, would be the turning to, let's see, I think I missed my capital statement here. Hold on one second. And then on the capital side, if you look at our net capital, our regulatory capital ratio increased from 12.2% to nearly 13% as of the end of this year. We grew this ratio in 2025 despite having higher total assets, as net income continues to be the primary source of capital generation, and it really does position us really well for future growth. We really view capital preservation as a top priority due to our critical role as a financial institution focused on supporting our communities for the long term. So we aren't a quarter-by-quarter player, we're a long-term player, and capital really helps us to be able to do that. And then finally, turning to the income statement, earnings for 2025 equaled $17.8 million. However, there was about $6.8 million in net proceeds from the Employee Retention Credit. This is a program also known as ERC. It was created by the federal government under the CARES Act to offset some of the financial impact from COVID-19 pandemic on organizations across the country. So we were fortunate to be able to get that funding. When you pull that funding out, when you pull that one-time event out, would be right around $11 million in net earnings, net income. This is a very solid, healthy level of earnings, and as you'll see on the graph, it really does align back to 2021 and 2022, which is really a place where we ought to belong, somewhere there in this range. So the earnings were very strong and very healthy for this last year. We did see higher earnings due to increased net interest income from elevated loan and investment portfolios, which we talked about the loan growth, as well as the really strong deposit growth. Deposit growth really does help to fund our asset growth. And then other income, which included higher commissions earned from Greylock Insurance Agency, as well as the Greylock Investment Group. That whole category increased about $2.8 million, and that's after you pull out that $6.8 million one-timer we were talking about. So, and then also, despite inflationary pressures, we did see some operating expense increases as a result, and they resulted in $3.6 million, or 6% compared to 2014. And then as we look ahead to 2026, we feel our balance sheet is well positioned to manage the continued volatility and uncertain market conditions that we're seeing basically every day. So our balance sheet has really been designed to operate through whatever comes our way. And we are excited for the opportunity to continue providing excellent member services throughout our community in 2026 and beyond. And so that really concludes my financial remarks. But I have, I think, one more slide. And so I'm here to tell you about the last slide is really a sneak peek on a special limited time loyal CD. It's really for members that Greylock will be offering beginning April 1st. And this has an APY of 3.6% for 12 months, which is about 30 basis points higher than our highest CD rate today, and that we currently offer. So to qualify, you must have a personal or business checking account with Greylock and an active loan or credit card. So that was my sales pitch for tonight. He did digital banking, I did CDs. And so with that, I think I'm finished, and I'll turn it back to Pete. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike. Could I ask for a motion to accept the Chief Financial Officer's report? Second. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Thank you, Mike. At this time, we will hear the annual report from our supervisory committee. This year, the report will be delivered on behalf of the supervisory committee by Jim McGough, a partner with our independent audit firm, Wolf & Company. Jim?
Thank you. Good evening. I'm happy to be here. My name's Jim McGough. I'm an audit partner with Wolf & Company. We're a CPA firm based in Boston. We also have an office in Springfield. We audit over 400 financial institutions, and that includes many credit unions, and we are the auditor of Greylock. Our firm is independent of Greylock Federal Credit Union. We report directly to the supervisory committee, and we are independent auditors, and we audited the 2025 financial statements. So for this audit, we evaluated the accounting principles that management was using. We walked through internal controls, including IT general controls, very important. We tested areas that require management judgment. Not everything's as straightforward as you would think. Sometimes you have to follow a process. Areas like loan loss reserves, unique transactions, management is, they know how to build their argument and to build a supportable argument, and we audit that. We do very basic stuff too, footing schedules, tying out bank recs, all the basic blocking and tackling, and we confirm with third parties. We also confirm loans and deposits with real people, members of the credit union. You guys usually don't respond to them, though. I'm going to tell you. And that's okay. I don't blame you. You're told not to talk to people about your account information. We issued an unmodified audit opinion. In plain English, that means the financial statements are properly stated. The position, the results, there were no audit adjustments necessary. Speaking about management, the audit went smoothly and as planned. Management was candid and cooperative with us throughout the process. I mean, our job is to trust but verify, but we do appreciate receiving information timely and in good order throughout the process. I know the annual audit is a lot of work. Everyone has a day job, but then you have to give documents to the auditors. It goes on and on for quite a while. I'll close with a brief comment on how credit unions are doing nationally. The primary regulator, the National Credit Union Administration, puts out their report annually. The credit union industry remains well capitalized, 11% on average throughout the country. You're at 13%. Loan growth has continued at a measured pace, and delinquency and charge-offs have remained manageable by historical standards. That just means they're creeping up a little bit, but there is higher asset quality issues in 2025. And earnings improved in 2025 throughout the industry as interest rates became more favorable to financial institutions. In that context, Greylock's financial statements and results are consistent with what we see at well-managed credit unions throughout the country. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to address you this evening. I think the management team of Greylock deserves great credit for maintaining strong controls in a well-run financial institution. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. May I have a motion to accept the supervisory committee's report? Can I have a second? All right. Thank you. Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. It's now my pleasure to introduce our president and CEO, John Bissell.
Thank you, Pete. Big round of applause for Pete Lopez, our chair. I always learn a lot about leadership from Pete and a lot about courage from Crystal Blake, who stood up on her freshly surgered ankle. What are you doing? Oh, okay. It's really a pleasure to be with you all tonight. And I want to give a big thank you to our Greylock team for their hard work in making tonight a success. That includes, yes, do that. Lori Jamross, Jennifer Shumsky, Amy Reese, Darrell Dickerson, Elizabeth Nelson, and Roberta McCulloch-Dews. Well done. Jamie Elamancheki, thank you for all of your leadership, including arranging this really nice sunny weather. And a special thank you to our incredible board of directors and supervisory committee for generously sharing your time, your talents, and expertise to keep this financial institution strong, independent, and forward-thinking. I'm also very pleased to welcome our special guest from Franklin First Federal Credit Union in Greenfield, Mass. Tonight we have CEO Michelle Dwyer and Board Chair Rick LaPierre. Would you please stand so we can recognize you? Thank you for coming. Thank you. For all of you who are following the news, and I hope you are, the boards of Franklin First and Greylock have reached an agreement to pursue a merger through which Franklin First would become part of Greylock. Their 7,400 members would join our 106,000 members, and we're humbled by this possibility that they would approach us with this prospect. We deeply appreciate their trust. We deeply appreciate the member voting process that is taking place right now in the Greenfield area, which will be concluded on April 15th. We enjoy a long-standing friendship and partnership between our two institutions. And Rick and Michelle, it's a joy to have you here with us tonight. I also want to say, Rick, that Ed Berniski, who's here, is going to offer to buy you a ginger ale after. This is your brother-in-law? Amazing. I knew it was a small town, but come on, that's just remarkable. You can't pick your family. And if Ed Berniski's not up to it, then Kevin O'Hara will certainly stand you to a pint. But I was born and raised in the Berkshires, and I've spent nearly my entire life here. And today, with so much anxiety and upheaval around the world, I feel especially blessed to be part of this caring community. We live in a beautiful and abundant place. I think we all appreciate that when we see this incredible view. Rich in natural and cultural resources, where people genuinely care for and care about one another. In this community, we understand we have a shared responsibility to lift each other up and to nurture our shared economic ecosystem. Just as the land requires care and nourishment, so does our local economy to keep it healthy. Our credit union grew from a small group of 17 GE employees, as Pete reminded us a moment ago, coming together for the greater good. And for 91 years, this organization has not only survived, we have thrived. And we thrive because we understand that our collective success is deeply rooted in the shared soil of our regional economy and this community. Our lived values as a credit union make Greylock the best financial partner for community cooperative action. Why is that? Because credit unions add, while the big banks, big commercial banks that take deposits out of this region and don't lend them here, they subtract. Credit unions add and big commercial banks subtract. It's a simple equation. Let's go a little deeper. Just as strip mining would rob the landscape of vital nutrients, big commercial banks strip mine local deposits. They rob communities of valuable wealth, and then that lack of local wealth produces a malnourished economy which cannot sustain a healthy ecosystem. To understand the credit union difference, I encourage you to think of the relationship between Greylock and our membership as a type of ecosystem. Together, we are collaborating in a healthy and generative business model, one that gives back. Credit unions give member deposits an opportunity to grow. It's just as true at Franklin First as it is at Greylock. We turn your deposits into small business loans and mortgages. We provide auto loans, including last year alone, $4 million in auto loans to folks with credit challenges who would otherwise be subjected to high-cost, subprime predatory lending for their transportation needs. When members pay back those loans, their home loans, their auto loans, their small business loans, Greylock then invests that money into member benefits. That wonderful digital app that our chairman was talking about, all of the personal service and branch service we provide, fraud protection, and financial education, including a new initiative this year, our Greylock Wealth Ambassadors program that helps younger members make good financial decisions. I think we have a couple of our ambassadors tonight with us. If you would stand up so we can recognize you. Lucy Grand and Lake Hitler. Wonderful to have you here tonight. I'm looking forward to working for you pretty soon, so keep up the good work. In 2025 alone, Greylock touched the lives of 6,700 students, equipping them with essential financial knowledge, and that's just one example of the powerful generative work of your credit union. Being a member of Greylock makes it easy to do the right thing. You invest in Greylock, we provide services to you, and together we nurture the local economy. We know that bigger banks can sometimes offer a higher savings yield or a lower loan rate, but please ask yourself, how much are they giving back to the people and organizations you care about? As a Greylock member, you can feel good knowing that your money is earned, saved, spent, and invested right here. Now, enough from me for a moment. We're going to show you a video of people who can really speak to the value that Greylock has brought to their lives. Roll tape. Thank you. At Greylock, we unite and uplift the communities that we serve, investing in relationships with our members and our community partners.
18 Degrees is an agency with a long-rooted history in Berkshire County and has done tremendous work to spread throughout Western Mass. Greylock is one of our longtime and well-respected supporters. They really see value in the work that we do, and they have taken on the opportunities to support it when we've asked. So we're so grateful for them and understanding the importance of Kids for Harmony and providing funding so that we can continue to offer that intensive music service to students. And they saw the need of the foster care initiatives, and supporting the billboards was just tremendous. We couldn't have done that kind of messaging and advertising for foster care without the support and the funding provided by Greylock. Their partnership is long-standing, and the staff is their friends, and they really live up to their values, where they are just so caring and are present for us. They show up to our meetings, they show up to our events, so we know that we can count on them beyond just the underwriting of a service. We know that we can count on them to show up and support our work. They really are who they say they are. They are part of the community. They're part of the fabric of the work that we've done. With Greylock, the support that we're able to provide families continues.
Hi, I'm Jay Santangelo. I am the founder of Wander. Wander is a 3,000 square feet, multifaceted community event space and cafe in downtown Pittsfield. By day, it is a community coffee house. We served baked goods and coffees and teas, but if you walked in here at night and you had never been here before, you're like, what is this? We're having dance parties or tarot card readings, private community events held by various local organizations. You never know what you're going to wander into. Greylock was super helpful. They helped me by financing me for a microloan and a low-interest credit card. Not only was working with Greylock seamless, they gave me something that was beyond financial stability. They gave me something that was invaluable, and that was confidence in myself as a small business owner, as a community member, and as a neighbor. They're in your community, they're here to help, they're right away very responsive, and it's a real human being that you interact with, and I find that in this day and age very special.
Elder Services is the organization responsible in Berkshire County for providing both federally regulated and state regulated programs for older adults, people with disabilities, and their caregivers. The Greylock Federal Credit Union Partnership has provided us with financial support that allows us to provide educational workshops, outreach, and other activities for our Shine volunteers. Quite honestly, without that, a lot of that would not be possible. In the case of the partnership as regards Greylock and Meals on Wheels, the reality of the past few years, no surprise to anybody, has been increasing price after increasing price, whether it's the price of food, what we pay our staff, what we pay our drivers. Having the support from Greylock allows us to keep providing a service that really means so much to a lot of older adults in Berkshire County in a way that perhaps we might not otherwise be able to. I really value how much Greylock cares about our community. There's a real interest in probing further to find out what the issues are at any given time in our community, and more to the point, trying to find solutions to those problems or challenges.
We are stronger together, helping members succeed, helping organizations thrive.
Hi, my name is Don Harris. I'm the owner-operator of Just Kicking It Barbecue, and we've been in business since 2016. We came to Greylock to have a business checking account, and the staff here was so inviting and welcoming that they actually even began to buy product from us, tell us that we believed in you. And with that belief, it has fostered my relationship with Greylock ever since. As we continue to grow and expand, we will always come back to Greylock for whatever our financial needs is.
BCAC is in its 4th year with the store, the boutique. We call it the boutique, the warm clothing store.
This program is very special because it's set up like a store. The whole family can come in, choose their coats, boots. This program makes me so happy when you see a family come in, especially when the children are here. They are, running around and looking at the color of coats and talking to their parents saying, "Oh no, Mom, I want this one."
And it's the experience. They get a personal shopper when they're here. They have someone that's going to be with them, helping them right through the whole experience. BCAC is responsible for all of Berkshire County. We do over 2,000 children every year. This year, we expect those numbers to go up. Greylock every year funds this program. They give us a donation to be able to buy more coats. Greylock, if we need coats or boots, their employees, we can reach out. They're great. Greylock has always been there to help BCAC, and it's a great partnership. We're very lucky to have them.
They always come through and we're willing to help, and that way we can help more kids and families.
They're my bank too.
Right? It's my bank too for 36 years.
They're there for the community. They're here to stay. They're here to help, not just for your banking, but they're going to make sure everybody's taken care of in the community.
My name is Kate Coulihan. I'm a first-time home buyer. When I first drove up to the house, I just fell in love. So I called Greylock and they gave me the mortgage. And it's very convenient. You can actually pay your mortgage from the app. People lived here, they loved here, they raised their children here, and it's just such an honor to care for it so that generations after me will have this. I cherish that sense of safety and stability. I do not take it for granted.
Your Greylock membership is an investment in your community, a way of uniting and uplifting us all. You are the why behind everything we do. From all of us at Greylock, thank you. Yeah, what he said. Thank you so much to our marketing team for putting that together. So as I close out, I just want to say you can be proud to know that your relationship with Greylock yields benefits that extend far into your community. The folks who are partners with us here tonight who appeared in that video, would you please stand and be recognized if you or your business or your agency? Thank you so much. It's great to have you with us tonight as well. Thank you. I'm going to also, just one more thank you. I thanked some folks by name earlier, and also just all the Greylock people who turn out and help out with this event, keeping the traffic moving, keeping the members satisfied, right? It's just me, and then the door prizes, and then chicken dinner. So I'm going to close it out. Thank you all so much. I'm going to welcome back our chairman, Pete Lopez. Thanks for your membership with Greylock.
Thank you, John. Before we adjourn, I would ask if there is any other business to come before the membership. There being none, I ask for a motion to adjourn. Second? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried and our meeting is adjourned.